Konnichiwa mina, this is T-Sakura, and you're watching PokéCast. Today I'm going to be starting in kind of a new thing, just for some fun things. I'm going to be doing really bad movies. Well, this is what I'm actually doing because I had a request from one of my friends at work. So this is definitely going to be fun. I was requested by my friend Jerry to talk about The Last Airbender, the live-action movie. Yeah, just saying it alone just hurts your voice. Well, what really made this movie bad? Well, let's think about this, okay? Let's see. So we have Michael and Bryan. You know, they made Avatar, The Last Airbender. Then it came out in February 21st, 2005. And they had a spectacular series going for them. And, well, you know, the first book is the Book of Water. Was a fantastic series. I mean, this is truly one of the American animes that have officially gotten the title of that, because they literally just went out of their way to make sure, okay, we've seen what Nickelodeon has done to Dragon Ball, we've seen what Nickelodeon does to other animes, let's make an anime that Nickelodeon will not edit, but we will be able to make one that even the otaku will fall in love with. And that's exactly what they did. Well, then we have yeah, that guy. Let's see. Don't even like saying his name now. Shyamalan, or however you say it. The director of Sixth Sense. One day during Halloween, his daughter wanted to be Katara. Being intrigued by this character after she explains to him, he decides to make it a family tradition to watch Avatar and to fall in love with the series. Unfortunately for us, he decides to make a movie. And even though he has 3 seasons at that point in time to get beautiful material from, I mean, literally he was given everything he needed on a silver platter, saying, here is every one of your characters, here is how everything works in the world, this is the main storyline, this is what Aang has to go and do to save the world. He basically looks at it, okay, okay, alright, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, look. I'll call it The Last Airbender. I like that. What else is on here? Okay, no, don't like the name. No. Okay, so they can, no. No. I'll use the name. Okay. And then, you know, because before I even got through to talk about what I'm going to be talking about, I went ahead and read all of the things on Wikipedia about all the fun stuff, and it's been really entertaining and very educational. Now, when it comes to the actual movie, so much of it was just destroyed by him that it was really sad. And I like this comment right here. Let's see, where was it? Okay. Let's see, where is this guy from? Okay, well, I can't see where he's from, but it's funny because he's all the guy is all like, you know, actually, let's see. Actually, my exact words when I walked out of the film were, "Wow, this makes Dragon Ball Evolution look like a masterpiece." That was one of the things that my friend said, and it was very hard to believe because that was an absolutely disastrous movie without having over, you know, close to 500 episodes when you put everything together in all the movies. It was really sad to see what they did with it. But I have to agree, Dragon Ball Evolution is way better than this movie. I mean, you look at all the characters. You have in the series certain cultures that were selected to be each of the different types of benders. It made perfect sense with each of them because it helped enlighten each of their, cultures. But in his version of this movie, he decided, well, I want to use my personal culture and race to be the firebenders. However, let's talk about the little things that really also destroy the movie. Okay, firebenders. What were they able to do? They were able to use the heat from their body to create fire and use the power from the sun to actually manipulate the fire around them. The heat around them. Now, in his version, they're just alchemists who have to have fire already presented to them in various areas. However, if you're a waterbender, you can just put out their fires and be like, okay, well look, no more fire. Surrender now. But that's one thing he also ruined. The waterbenders, when they were bending the water, could have it in a solid form. Because they had full control over the water. But, once again, in his version, as they would hold a ball of water, it would rain like you had the sprinkler on. And mysteriously, the water never lost its shape. But, according to, nature and that, even in their world, by the time you would hit the person with that water, it would drizzle out of existence. When it came to the air bending, made sense. When it came to earth bending, looked good. So at least he kept those. Other major problems was, when you look at, Prince Zuko, he has this huge scar on his face right here. You can definitely tell that he was burned. He was marked. He doesn't even have his ear. Well, he has a stub. You look at the new one, he has something like his mother scratched him or his evil sister scratched him. Yeah. Also, one of the things that I found to be very unique about the whole thing was when Katara goes to save the Earthbenders. They're on a floating metal island. That way they would not have any chance of using the Earth to set them free. In the movie, however, they are surrounded by Earth. They are complete losers who have lost all confidence in even trying to fight against the firebenders who need fire to fight with, and they only had like 6 fire pits waiting there. Okay, now according to the series, it was super easy for the Earthbenders to create a hole or some type of crack to where they were able to suck things under the earth. Now, if you only had 6 or so bins of fire and some torches, wouldn't it have been easy just to suck them under the ground and then fight your way out since you were surrounded by earth? No. According to Shyamalan's way how they were captured, they were able to break their spirits quite easily and then leave them with the very earth they bent. As they sit there and wondered, why are we being treated so bad? We didn't do anything. And then eventually, when it shows, hey, your son's about to be killed, miraculously, the Earthbenders got their courage back in a second and decided to use all this acres of ground to fight the Firebenders. There's been a lot of different things in this film which have been absolutely destroyed, and I think it is easy to say that with the Golden Raspberry Awards, this will be the last thing I'll talk about this film because there's so much I can make fun of it, but when I only have 10 minutes, I really can't do too much about it. Okay, Golden Raspberry Awards. What did they win? Worst Picture, Worst Screenplay, Worst Director, Worst Supporting Actor, and Worst Eye-Gouging Misuse of 3D. We thank you for this horrible movie. It has been fun to make fun of your horrible movie, and I hope everybody has enjoyed this little insight in a horrible movie. I'll be trying to do a couple more later this week, if I can. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been T. Sakura, making fun of a horrible movie. Ciao and sayonara.